Hello everyone, this video is going to be just a little bit disjointed ass backwards because I was working on the PlayStation Classic implementation for the Movement Extreme so we can run the Dinosaur Planet, which is the Star Fox prototype beta, whatever as you will. And you're going to see that little subsection after I do this demonstration right here. We're going to go to my playlist here, we're going to do Dinosaur Planet. Again, this is a game that was meant to be on Nintendo 64 many years ago, and then it was outright canceled along with Contra Spirits. And again, I'm going to do the same conversation again when I do the PlayStation Classic demonstration in a few, but as of right now, in the preliminary implementation of this, I actually have this game running better on the Mega Drive SNES, NES Classics than I do on the PlayStation Classic, but by the release time within a couple days, it should be about equal, or if not better, on all of them together. But let's check it out right here, and you're going to be absolutely blown away by this because I don't even want to show you my initial interpretation of playing this game because it was just abysmal. All the graphics were like mirrors breaking into 1,000 pieces. Okay, let's just stop for a brief moment here. I'll turn the volume up so you can hear this amazing soundtrack, and yes, Rare did a tremendous job on this game, without a doubt. Oh yeah. Literally, Star Fox game made by Rare. How awesome is that? Just like Namco making the other one. And I still think that some people from Namco must have worked with Rare because these are so similar to the Namco ones. But right here, look how amazing this is running. And again, you're going to see the PlayStation Classic demonstration of the same game after this one, so bear with me here. It'll be a little bit like Groundhog Day, I've got you, babe, but in this case, I've got you, Dinosaur Planet, again and again and again. It's kind of like one day I'm going to have to do this where I take all the different Donkey Kong interpretations and play them from the Atari 2600 all the way up until like the Game Boy versions. So interested in seeing all the versions. And I have to say like the Coleco version, which was on the cassette tape, was probably by far the best version of them all. And that works on the FB Neo core in more recent times for the PlayStation Classic and such. Let's see how this runs here. And again, this is going to be a direct comparison to when I was working on it earlier in the PlayStation Classic demonstration right after this. But very cool game, and I'm going to let you enjoy this a little bit more here because like I said, right after I do this demonstration, you're going to see again for a minute or two, and all the games that I showcase, Jet Force Gemini, the World Championship Racing, etc., they're all going to be running better. Even Gauntlet's going to be running better on the Mega Drive as well. I mean, you can see this is absolutely running blazingly fast. So here you go, Black Sunshine. We got Fast Dinosaur Planet for the win here. This will suit me until we have the next Jurassic Park movie. Oh yeah. Like I said, I normally won't do the videos ass backwards, but since I did this after the fact, I just had to showcase this. Oh yeah, we're going to get to the on-foot sections again too. Because I didn't have the best demonstration earlier. This is definitely making up for it now. Love this music. Finish him! I can see myself playing this game all night, but I'm going to have to get the update done. Like I said, I want to try to get this up by the 24th, and just a couple things left to finish up. And yes, we can run our amazing Star Fox unreleased game on here. I mean, we have the unreleased Dungeon Crawler on PlayStation 1. We have this game right here. I mean, so damn cool. And of course, Gauntlet DS. How many other unreleased games are you familiar with that are just impeccable like this? Okay, let's see how the on-foot section is because it's a little bit choppy and stuttery on the PlayStation Classic when I demonstrated it in the next part of this video. We're doing a little bit of a Tenet here, Pulp Fiction style. I should do like a Pulp Fiction style video. I mean, even you take something like the movie Saw, all of the Saw movies, and they're all on a sequence, like part 3 might be before another part and vice versa. And then whoever made and wrote the script for the movie Stand remake, which is on, of course, CBS right now, the CBS streaming service, people didn't like that they did that. I mean, I like when they do stuff out of sequence, like even Vantage Point was a great one. But look how great this is running, and like I said, you're going to see a night and day difference between this and what I did in the PlayStation Classic one. And I didn't want to save any states or anything, so I'm actually going to disable the save ability for right now. I'm going to go to input. I just happen to have that on. I'm going to go to Hotkey Binds. And yes, if you actually have a state saved, you might accidentally push like the button and load it when you're in the middle of a nice battle here. Let's check this out here. Oh yeah, and I noticed another thing, like I'm a big horror fan, And like I said, they brought back Are You Afraid of the Dark? I mean, I used to love that show along with Goosebumps when I was younger. And they brought back like a new season of it, which is kind of cool. And they deal with like a Shadow Man monster. And I remember like the Twilight Zone 1980 series, they had a Shadow Man episode as well. And I'm going to give a little bit of a spoiler alert, because I think, you don't have to listen if you don't want to do a spoiler alert, but it's such an obscure show you might not even see what I'm talking about. Basically, there's almost like a Nightmare on Elm Street style scenario where people are going to school and kids are missing, but it turns out they're being killed off one by one by this mysterious shadow monster. And in the end, it turns out that the shadow monster lives under the bed of this teenage kid. And the shadow monster comes out one night, and the kid freaks out. He's like, "Don't worry, I do not harm he under whose bed I sleep." So he's being bullied at school, and he has the kids at the school, basically, he taunts them and torments them, and teases them to kind of like meet him to fight in a park in the middle of the night, because he knows that monster will be out there, and the monster's out there, and the kids run away screaming because this monster's killed every other kid out there. And the kid smiles and smirks, and then the shadow monster comes up, and spoiler alert, starts strangling the kid, and the kid's like, "But I thought you weren't going to harm he under bed you sleep." He said, "But I am not the one under whose bed I sleep." So there's apparently more than one shadow monster. I mean, think of shows like Goosebumps, Are You Afraid of the Dark, all that stuff. What are one of your favorite twist endings to them? And you can do this in the comments. Just do a little spoiler alert, because I've seen them all. I mean, another one I like was the 1990s, early 2000s series of Outer Limits. Spoiler alert, where somebody goes back in time and wants to try to prevent Hitler from ever happening. It has a nice twist on it. I'm not going to spoil this one. It's just fun. And even like the old Kid in the Corn Field, which was Billy Mooney, all these from Bards and Bards, the musical group, you know, Fish Heads, really, Bully Fish Heads, all that fun stuff. But he also was in Lost in Space, and what was it, Babylon 5 or Deep Space Nine? Which one was it? I think it was Babylon 5. But in any case, he was in that, but he was also the cornfield kid in the original Twilight Zone, where people were absolutely afraid of him because he had these crazy powers, and anything he thought of would happen, and if anybody disregarded him, he'd send them to the cornfield. They did kind of an episode from the 1990s, 2000s Twilight Zone, where he revisited it, but it had him grown up as an adult, more mature adult, and his kid, a daughter, has the same powers as him. And it kind of plays back and harkens back to the original episode, but it also does a little bit of a new twist ending. So it's very, very cool, and just a great, great episode. And if you even watch like the Star Trek Enterprise, you might have noticed that some of the earlier episodes were like X-Files. Kind of like Baywatch Nights, also X-Files. But yes, this game is running great, and like I said, I have it even more improved than I did on the PlayStation Classic demonstration, which is following after this. But in any case, I'll do more of this demonstration in the future, and I really, really, really hope you enjoy the rest of this video, and I'll get more to this. Let me actually save this right now, because I'll make sure I continue this from the next video. I'm going to go to save it, input, and I'm going to move on to the PlayStation Classic section right after I save this. Hotkey binds, save will be R2, load will be L2. I'm going to save it, R2, there we go. It's going to save it, and then there we go. And here we go, PlayStation Classic mode activate. Hope you enjoyed this section. The secret word of the day is Dinosaur Planet. And anytime you hear it, you're going to go, ah, make your ice cream soup, connect the dots, la 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 la, and make a like a hi, make a hiney ho. And even back then, watching Pee-wee's Playhouse, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Big Top Pee-wee, and even a more recent Netflix movie he did, even some of his earlier comedy specials, he was always quite a character. Paul Rubens was so fun. And I also loved him in the Blow movie with Johnny Depp. He was a great, great actor in that movie. I mean, Paul Rubens has always been a fun actor to watch about everything. But no, you cannot run GameCube games on your mini classics. But you can run this prototype beta, whatever as you will call it, which just recently popped up on the dark web internet, so to speak. And when I first tested this out, I had to get the cores updated so it could even run this properly. And it's running way, way better than when I initially tried this. And I also have to commend and give personal thanks to Black Sunshine for putting in 100 plus hours over the course of the last few months and helping me test many of the things that are going out in this update. It is a job in itself because this is not fun and games here, folks. This is literally like resyncing, fixing your menu over and over and over again. I mean, up to like 2,000 to 4,000 times to test all these things out. But we're going to check out this Star Fox game. It feels a little bit like a mashup of stuff like, of course, Panzer Dragoon. And one kind of curiosity I have here is we have Rocket Raccoon in the Marvel Universe. When did that character's origin initially come out? I mean, was it before or after Fox McCloud in the Star Fox universe? And here we have like a female Star Fox character, similar to like, of course, Amy and Sonic the Hedgehog. It feels like it's a little bit like a mashup of like Banjo Kazooie, Banjo Tooie, all these type of characters from these various games. And it's doing a little bit of the cinemas here, and I have played the one, and I owned it for GameCube, the one that was made by Namco, you know, Star Fox Adventures. There was a second one as well, which is more hack and slash oriented. And this game here was a Nintendo Power, but it was abruptly canceled due to the failure of the Nintendo 64, so it just wasn't selling as much anymore. And pretty much the Contra Spirits game was also canceled. I mean, both this and Contra Spirits would have been amazing games to come out. I mean, these games should have come out. Now I'm kind of hoping for some of these other prototype games that we've seen before, like Hellraiser for NES. That would be great. It's supposed to be like a Wolfenstein-style game, but with the premise of course, Hellraiser. And I love all of the Hellraiser movies. You might remember, like, back in the 1990s, early 2000s, when we had, like, Leprechaun 4, which was in outer space. We had Hellraiser 4, which was in outer space. We had Jason X, which was in outer space. I mean, all the horror movies had to be in outer space back then. And, of course, we also had our Dracula 3000, which was in outer space and futuristic, too. And that was a poorly received movie. I do like my vampire movies, though. I mean, good and bad. Dracula Dead loving it with Leslie Nielsen. And I grew up, like, watching all this stuff like Forbidden Planet. And Leslie Nielsen was a dramatic Shakespearean actor back then. We gotta take out the cannons here. This game is running so damn awesome right now. This is kick-ass. But yes, here you go, Black Sunshine, running better, and we're going to have this run better for the Mega Drive SNES and its classic saves. Wow. Not only that, I did what I could to fix up the saves, so you can do RetroArch saves. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about when I get past this section here, when I get to the output section here. And the RetroArch saves are going to come in handy when you test different parameters such as overclock, turbo boost with the Ludicrous core. Now I also updated the Gloopin core to a degree. You might have noticed that if you tried doing RetroArch saves with the Gloopin core before, it would always crash, burn, and freeze, and have issues, and even corrupt saves for other games if it didn't migrate properly over. But no more. All the saves are going to work fine through the Gloopin Extreme, the Parallel, and of course the Gloopin Extreme and Ludicrous Extreme. And there are going to be a subset of games which are going to be working wonderfully on the Gloopin Extreme core, and this is the only core that's going to be pretty much running the Star Fox game for right now. And we'll just call it Dinosaur Planet, of course. Reminds me like of one of those like Skinamax movies I saw way back where they had like the scantily clad woman and the dinosaurs, like Babes and Dinosaur Land and all that fun stuff. But yes, this game is essentially 90% done. The hit detection and collisions are a little bit off. I may have to swing a few times to be able to actually hit certain things, but this is so damn awesome. I would have absolutely loved to see this game come out on the real hardware. And it's so insane that this game literally took 20 years to surface. And we have our full moon in the background, waiting for our Castlevania shenanigans there. And here we have a character which is like straight out of something like Dark Crystal here. Okay, like I said, the hit detection takes limited getting used to. This is a sharp claw. Tap or hold the Z button to lock the camera onto him. Okay, and I'm gonna, let's try the Z button in A. Okay, let's lock onto him if we have the Z button mapped here. I haven't, okay, let's try. There we go. Okay, I can actually push this button to pull my weapon out, my bow staff weapon. Almost like a weapon, like straight in, of course, Donatello from TMNT. Like I said, it takes a minute getting used to here, and the hit detection is a little bit up, but still so damn cool being able to play this for the first time in 20 plus years. Now I just wasn't all of this, seeing it in Nintendo Power way back, just like the original Blast Core. Okay. It feels like I'm not hitting him, but I really am. Because he will fall down after a couple hits. Like there. Like I said, it's so cool being able to see the difference between this and the GameCube version. I mean, it is so damn awesome. I mean, really, really appreciate this. Kind of reminds me of like playing Bayonetta on PS3, which was crappy, but still fun. But on Xbox 360, it was pristine and amazing. And even like the Pirates of the Caribbean game, that was way, way, way better than Xbox 360, 60 frames per second compared to like 12 to 13 frames per second on, of course, the PS3. It's so insane. I mean, what other games do you know that have differentials like that, where they're so different between PS3 and Xbox 360, etc.? Okay. That sound effect there. It's like a sleazak from Land of the Lost. And Land of the Lost used to be a show I used to watch too. You know, Sid and Marty Krofft show way, way back. Speed Buggy and all that fun stuff. Okay. And I'm working on how you can do the new Turbo Boost and Overclock for this as well between this and next update. And if all goes well, this should be out within a couple days as far as playing this, and you're going to notice many, many other great things as well. But I'm going to do the RetroArch saves right now so I can show you the other games. I'm going to go to Input here. And you can do this for, like I said, all these chords now with the update. Hotkey binds. I'm going to go to Save State. Program it to R2 temporarily. Load state will be L2. And then I can go resume the game. And I can do R2. I'm saving it right here. Now I can actually tap L2 to load it. And now, once I'm done with that, I'm going to go to the game that Scott asked me to look into, World Driver Championship. And it's running way, way better. It feels like an amazing, amazing game here. Let's check this out and see how this runs. And this will run with the Movement Extreme core with the update. I'll do more of the Star Fox game once I get more into, but so damn awesome so far. Very, very pleasantly surprised. And like I said, I'm glad that the release was taking a couple extra days because you guys and gals probably would have hated having to wait to see the work in progress of the Star Fox game even running. It's running way, way better now. And this game has had severe graphical issues. I did what I did to get it fixed up a little bit more because obviously... let's go back. I actually didn't want to do that track. I'm going to go to restart here. I want to do the Hawaii track, actually, because it's a nice nighttime track. Okay, yes, restart actually works pretty nicely. I mean, in some of the older releases, if you try to do a restart, it actually crashed RetroArch. It's going to be kind of cool, like unlocking New Zealand. I mean, so many great movies and adventure shows have been in New Zealand. I mean, we're talking about Lord of the Rings and all that fun stuff. But here's Las Vegas, and here you go, Scott. The game's working way, way better now. This reminds me of like one of those great racing games, like, I'm trying to think of what it was called, the Tokyo racing games, which were like on PS1 and such. Kind of reminds me of those ones. Very, very cool game, and like I said, this used to run abysmally and have terrible, terrible graphical glitches, but it's another great racing game, and the cool thing is I noticed this company here made another game, Stunt Racer, which is also working better, and I think some of the people who work for this company must have gone on to work on like the game called Grip Shift for PSP, because it reminds me so much of that game. Let's do a little bit more of this track right now. And we got a couple more games to showcase because, like I said, it's a nice fix-up for this release there. Oh, yeah. Digging this completely, and I'm going to be coming back to this. So here you go, Scott. You got this game, and it's running pretty fine and dandy here within reason of what we want to do. I need to learn how to do my power slides here, like with Ridge Racer. Remember the first time, like, you've learned and mastered the power slide, the art of the power slide? And then you're pretty much doing the backwards tracks and literally about jumping over the helicopter and such. That was so damn fun. But let's go to the other game here, which is made by the same company. We're going to do Stunt Racer FX. 64.FX. I'm going to get on the Super Nintendo one. But in any case, it looks like it's made by the same company that made the game that I just showcased, the World Championship. And I played so much of Grip Shift on PS3 and PSP. I mean, it's such a fun, fun, fun game. Like a little bit of a Trackmania style game. But this game here definitely reminds me of it. And look, we don't have the graphical glitches like we used to anymore. And even the menus and navigation here are just like the Grip Shift game. We're going to do Quick Race here. We'll go to continue. I'm not worried about these scenarios here. Strawberry says, almost forgot, blah, blah, blah. Yes, even the characters and the cars all remind me of Grip Shift. And Grip Shift on PS3 is still one of my absolute favorite games to play, along with Pixel Junk Monsters. Okay. This is damn awesome. I love these like fantasy-based, like hyper exaggerated racing games. And obviously one of my favorite ones of these types would be the Trackmania games. Trackmania Sunrise for the win. Even though it had that terrible, terrible protection. It was such bad protection it could freeze your computer. And they literally had to have an uninstaller for it because, I mean, it's kind of like that little prank they used to have where you click a button to have a coaster and it pops out and your CD tray pops out, you can put your drink on it. But it kind of reminded me of like when you tried actually doing the, it was like star something protection. Your computer would be laggy, freezing, all that. Look, loop-de-loop. This is so grip shift all the way, down to the coins and all that. I'm going to be playing the hell of this now that we don't have the crazy graphical glitches anymore, and we got nice, serene speed and performance. And movie-wise, I'm going to go for a Western theme here. I'm going to try to watch Let Him Go with Kevin Costner and Diane Lane, and then I'm going to watch News of the World with Tom Hanks. And then I'm probably going to watch Trial of Chicago 6. I mean, it looks like a good courtroom drama. But yes, this is also very, very pleased with this game right here. And let's see what else we can run here on our little playlist here. And one big game for me is Gauntlet Legends. And if I'm going to pick like a favorite game of all time, Gauntlet Dark Legacy is probably my favorite arcade game of all time. If there ever was a game series that was my bread and butter, it would easily be the Gauntlet series. It is just so amazing. From Gauntlet 1, 2, 3, the Lynx one, of course, unreleased DS one, even the Game Boy Advance version of Dark Legacy was pretty fun for me. And I love the PS2, Xbox, and arcade versions of Dark Legacy. And of course, I also love the Dreamcast version of Gauntlet Legends. It is such an amazing thing. And I used to play the hell out of that. We're going to go to input hockey buys here. And usually I play as the archer, but I'm going to be playing as the wizard because I want to have a little bit more strength with my powers. Hockey binds. I have a save state from when I go into the stage here. Load with L2. Go back to resume. L2. Once I'm in game here, I'm going to disable it because I don't want to end up messing it up accidentally. I mean, if you leave it on, you might accidentally tap it and screw yourself. But we're going to go to the load here, tap start, now it's reverted, and I used to love playing like the Dream and Nightmare stages, and of course the arcade version of Dark Legacy. And I would really love to see Midway, aka Warner Brothers, put this on like Xbox One, PS4, or even Switch. Just Gauntlet Dark Legacy would be an amazing thing. And the main difference is you have the additional characters like the Jester and such, and of course you have the bonus stages, which the Dream World is just so amazing. Okay, let's do a little bit of this awesome game here. Hopefully I can level up and have a little bit less insurmountable challenge here. And I used to love like getting to the boss battle, spoiler alert, that dragon, and fight it over and over and over again. That's a great farming point. Okay, we got this. We got the explosive barrels up here. Where's that explosive barrel? I think I passed the first one. We'll get one though. And we get a little tip here. 3 obelisks are hidden in the Mountain Kingdom. Activate them all to free Sumner's power. Okay, I got this. Let's get another key or barrel here. We got firepower up here. And I like to conserve my keys because obviously, like, if you run out of keys, you got a lot of backtracking to do. So I don't just go willy-nilly open up every chest in sight. I mean, chests might have like 100 gold in there or such. I just like to conserve the keys for the gates primarily. That's my main thing there. This is so damn cool, though. I mean, what is your favorite Gauntlet-style game? I'd have to say one of my favorite ones would be like Ninja Shadow of Darkness on PS1. That is such an incredible game. Let's not get overwhelmed by enemies here. But you can literally just stay here and farm as well if you wanted to. I mean, you can level up just by taking these enemies out and not taking out the generator. I love these type of games. Like, even when I played Willow, the great Capcom-made game on Nintendo, I would tape down the button on my controller like this. And it would literally just, you can just do this in front of a generator for like 10 minutes, and it'd be nice and leveled up. Nice little trick. I mean, how many games have you played where you tape the button down? Even Rygar for Nintendo, I used to do that too. There we go. We can just stay here for like 10 minutes to level up quite easily. And we have magic. We don't want to like get overwhelmed by enemies, obviously. Because you get overwhelmed by enemies, you're going to be in a bad place. Oh, jeez. Very, very cool. It reminds me of like playing Rygar and leveling up. And I love these type of games where you can level up. I mean, upgradability in games are so awesome. Even like racing games like Speed Devils on Dreamcast as well. I used to play Demolition Derby on there as well. Can I run past her and maybe like try to get around these enemies without getting overwhelmed here? Oh, jeez, I'm going to screw myself. I'm going to try to take out this generator here. I got magic though. I just don't want to use it yet. I don't have like an overwhelming amount of enemies. I think I can still handle myself here. Turbo and attack for turbo attack. I'm going to save this until I get a room of enemies, though. I don't want to, like, use my special abilities. There we go. Okay. Yeah, don't use it on just, like, 5 or 6 enemies. Wait till you get a ton of enemies. Let's not get hit by the fire. Right here's where it gets really difficult. Look at all these enemies. Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. You get to that generator while you can before it's too late. Because if you don't get that generator, you're going to be absolutely screwed. Look at that. That is insane how fast these enemies come out. I played this game so many times over the years, just like I played Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, Pile of Wings 64, just games that I've always gone to. So you might talk about like best games of all time, like Final Fantasy VII, Ocarina of Time, all that fun stuff, even Metal Gear Solid. But how many games have you actually gone back to and played that might not be on the list of best games of all time? I mean, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out is just one of my favorite games to go back to, 0073735 and many people thought you couldn't beat it for the mini classics, but you really can if you just learn how to spot the moves and such. I mean, sound samples and the audience members. Okay, we should be nearing the end of the first stage here. But yes, this is a great 4-player mode, activate game to boot, and we're doing pretty good so far. Not really getting overwhelmed here, even though we got this silly archer enemy here. Let's take you out. Another game that I picked up recently on Black Sunshine's recommendation was Streets of Rage 4. I was thoroughly surprised. It was such a fun game. And one of those type of games where you can play it all night till you beat it. I love that type of thing. Pretty challenging the first few times through it. You might make it to like the end of the first stage, second stage, and then you'll be out of continues. And it's so awesome. And there's a nice learning curve to do in the game as well. Let's take one of these barrels out here. Oh, let me get that barrel. I want to blow some stuff up. We got this. Oh, yeah. And what is like when you watch horror movies like Friday the 13th, Halloween and such, they're not really that scary. They're just really cool. I think a true horrific horror movie would be one of the ones that could happen in real life to a degree that you would never want to happen in real life. Like an example, that would be like Tusk, that Kevin Smith movie. That movie's insane. Oh, what's going on here? We should be near the end of the stage. But yeah, Tusk is an insane movie. Oh, let's do some fun stuff here. Yeah! There we go. Now we can take down that monster generator a little bit easier. Oh yeah. And when I played the PS3, PS4 version of Gauntlet, that reboot, I was actually able to exploit it where I would never ever, I would be invisible and have archers summoned to take all those stages. So cool. We're nearing the end of the first stage here. We can do another save point if we so choose to. We'll go to the second stage. But we got one more game we got to showcase. Oh, yeah. We'll get to the second stage and I'll do a save point for when I want to do it next time. Oh, yeah. Okay, that was a fun experience, though. And we got some gold. Okay, and now we can choose the second stage here. Oh, yeah. And I'll get in there real quick and create a save point so I can come back to the next time. Then we're going to do the last game in our demonstration. So get into this stage real quick. Once I'm in there, I'll do the save point again. But I'm going to be playing quite a bit of this game without a doubt. Just so awesome. Never, ever, ever gets old. Get my key. Maybe we'll do one. Oh, that guy, Kamikaze there. I'm going to do the keybinds. I knew I heard that guy. We're going to do the save state. Better than the death character. The death character is just absolutely insane. So save state would be R2. Load state would be L2. Go resume. We'll save it. Now if I mess up, I can actually avoid that character. Okay, see, I can load it back. I don't think I'm going to be able to avoid him, though. I'm going to get hit by him no matter what. But in any case, we're good on that. And I'm going to go to load the last game in our lineup here, which will be, of course, I removed it from the list here, accidentally, but low content style church dummy. We'll go to the list right here. Nintendo 64. And this is an amazing rare game. It's going to be our final one in the demonstration here. Jet Force Gemini. Same core, moving extreme here. The incredulously difficult to run Jet Force Gemini. It's been a pain in my ass for several decades, but in any case, it runs great on the Xbox Rare Replay Collection, but I want to be able to run it on the Mini Classics, and here we go with Moving Extreme, running quite nice and dandy here. And one thing I thought was interesting the other day, I was watching Monster Hunter with Mila Jovovich and Tony Jaa, and I noticed the soundtrack was pretty damn awesome. It was epic. And I was thinking back to some like Nightmare on Elm Street movies and other such movies I saw way back then. And I'm like, this kind of reminds me of like Tangerine Dream. And I looked up the composer. It didn't say Tangerine Dream, but then I looked up. He was associated with Tangerine Dream. Yes, he was actually from Tangerine Dream, which is pretty damn cool. But fun movie. Makes me want to play the games, which I never have. But the movie is well done. and just really, really surprised me. I thought by the trailer it would just obviously not be a great movie, and many people were liking it way more than Wonder Woman 1984. But Wonder Woman 84, I actually thought it was kind of interesting because it had some funny stuff. Look, I have no controls right now, so I'm going to show you once you do the install, like from the came off the Extreme tab with the release update for Mega Drive, SNES, NES Classics, and in the Auto Blame PSC folder, there'll be a little RetroArch Extreme mappers. And once you have them installed, quick menu, controls, load remap file. And remember, I'm running this with a D-pad. That's why I'm doing this. N64 Extreme will be the folder. Then you're going to go down here, and we got literally like 400 of these that Black Sunshine, Matt Franco 008, and myself did. And once you do it, you're going to be able to run your games on the equivalent of a Super Nintendo or PlayStation Classic controller. We're going to go Jet Force Gemini here. But yes, Monster Hunter was a fun movie. And look at all these games. Okay, Jet Force Gemini. Bam. And I'm going to go back to controls here. Save game remap, and it'll stay there. Okay? And if we go to controls, you can actually see what is mapped. Port 1 controls. These are all the ones that are mapped. How cool is that? We can go to resume, and we should be good to go on the controls now. With a D-pad! And it's running nice and fast. This is awesome. Whoa, yeah. Okay. Juno. Wasn't there a movie called Juno several years back? I wonder if that's like a little bit of a play on that. Okay, let's get past there. And how many times have you like clicked the cutscene? What happened there? That was weird. Kind of like in Grand Theft Auto 4 or 5, where you go to the border of the water and you end up having a shark stop you. Kind of like Man-Eater. That game is so awesome. I need to get back to that. Like, I love Jaws Unleashed. That was a fun movie as well. There we go. We got our targeting system here. This is so beautiful. Running awesome. It is literally like running fast as can be right now. I'm never going to be playing this again. I mean, this is so beautiful. The graphics are amazing. Just super, super fast. Can I jump? Yeah. Can I get right to the area there? Let's see if we can get... Oh, look, that little fish there. You got Finding Nemo and Dory, all that fun stuff there. Can I get in here yet? Yellow key required. Oh, jeez. But I can save it and put hotkey binds. And we're going to do one other interesting thing. I'm going to save it. R2. And then I'm going to go to resume. R2. And we got it saved. So now I can quit and be back in action. But hope you enjoyed the video. There will be more to come in the release within just a couple of days now. Targeted on February 24th, as long as all is okay. I just want to be able to finish up a few things so you guys can play Star Fox Dinosaur Planet as it was intended on your mini classics.